Okay, this is my third take. Now, a reason I'm bringing this up for someone to, if they ever want to do what I'm doing. If you're just watching, thank you for watching. But if you're considering yourself, believe in yourself. That's the one thing. You got to believe in yourself. It ain't easy. I've done this now. How many years? I've been done this from 2012 until now. It's been 12 years. It ain't easy to always believe in yourself because you always have some level of doubt. Also, if you're doing the same thing over and over and over again, it becomes ingrained, seared into your brain. Because the very first video I did, I said, Impact Wrestling. And I'm going like, wait a minute, this is TNA Wrestling. Why did I do that? And the second video I did, I remembered to do that. But then trying to explain what's been going on for the last couple of days into WrestleMania and after WrestleMania, I just botched it out. Because I was getting a bit frustrated. And it's easy to. Look, we want regular, ordinary pro wrestling. Let's make this clear. It doesn't matter what promotion you love. You just want them to work. You want their production to be good. You want their wrestlers to be alright. And pretty much, if they can get that done, hopefully they get enough of a budget they can keep going and bring in more people. That's what you want. But what's been going on with WWE after all the controversy, they're basically not only on top, they're beyond on top. And people don't really want to remember anything that's going on beforehand. And going on currently right now, because we still don't know who's going to be implicated in the civil case with Vince McMahon. He's not in jail yet. It's a civil case. It's not a federal case until the civil case is over and it proves that he has done something bad, where they can take that evidence to the federal and then try to arrest his ass. He's still free. That's the deal. And we still don't know who else is going to be implicated. And I've been saying it, and I'll keep saying it. John Laurinaitis, yeah. He was involved in some way. He's going to be bothered as well. But we don't know who else is in that company. And if you saw Ronda Rousey's video, and you've heard her say there's so many people that are still from the regime of Vince McMahon, who I've said are still in there, they're going to have to clean house after that case is over. And you never know. Triple H could be one of them. And I'm not saying that Triple H has done something bad, but because he's so connected to Vince, yes, people love him. But if they believe because of all the other people that will eventually be implicated in the situation, they'll get rid of him just because of association. And that will piss everybody off. But let's make this clear. With all the greatness in WWE, and now the problem that's going on with AEW, what happened with the video, and what happened with the Bucks, and what's going on with FTR and Tony Khan, we get TNA Wrestling. And I'm going to tell you this. Yes, it's 3 minutes long. I'm sorry. I had to do it. This show was good. Now, I'm not going to tell you it was perfect. It wasn't. Audio was still low because over at the 2300 arena, they always got bad audio. Because they never do it right. I'm sorry. They could raise some mics in the area. They just don't do it much. Then the lighting was a problem. But if you look past the lighting and look past the audio, camera work was generally alright. You could see what's going on. I'm not saying they did top-notch camera work. But it was good enough you can watch what was going on in the ring. And that is the main thing. That is my main gripe. Look, it's not about me getting images so you can see what's going on there. It's me as a wrestling fan who can't appear at the arena. I want to see what the hell is going on. That's where I get the gripe from. That's where I get pissed off from. That's what a lot of people don't understand. They say, oh, there's nothing wrong with it. You can't see everything going on. And if you don't care about that, more power to you. But I want to see what's happening. So, opening of the show, we get Hammer Fist and Josh fighting one another. Due to the fact they just can't stand each other. And even though they can have a rebellion match, they're fighting one another. And we get Tommy coming out, the current duo head of creative. I believe he's creative head, or he's sharing creative leadership with Gail Kim, I believe. I don't even know anymore. But essentially, he goes to Hammer Fist after he tells Josh, look, chill. You got him at Rebellion. I need to talk to him. Please. He was already busted open from the fight, and there was a lot of people trying to keep him apart. But he said, chill. Let me talk to him. Which he did. And he basically tried to be the good guy here. As Tommy always is. and pretty much says simply, you are no better than Josh. I banked on you. I literally put my name behind you to get into this company. I banked on you. I trust Josh, and I understand why he is the head of our company. In other words, the pretty much the flag bearer for it. And he said, you can be too. And I understand what you're doing. You're trying to make a name for yourself, but you don't need to do it this way. He's trying to make him be a good guy. And Hammerfish going, okay. And as Tommy goes away, he beats the shit out of him. And then Josh comes out and says he wants a last man standing match with him. I'm fine with that. That's good to see. It's going to be at Rebellion. Fine. At least they got a step going into the match. And that means something. They don't always do good steps. And I do believe this is a good one. First match. Steve versus the Laredo Kid. Now, here's something that many people probably, if they watch me for a while, knows this. I've always stated the Laredo Kid has been there for a long time, and he deserved better than what he got. Next to almost dying because he had a perforated intestinal tract. They've never gone anywhere with him. He never won a tag belt, and he's never won an X Division belt. Nothing. So now they give him the Digital Media Championship match that should have been left for next week. This is the thing that kills me. It wasn't a bad match. And I didn't expect the Laredo Kid to win because, look, it's Steve. It is Steve. Steve has been doing well. And I don't expect them to just strip it off him. He's actually doing well. And I like Steve as Digital Media Champion. But then it's the Laredo Kid who deserved better than this. And he could have at least got this match at Rebellion. No, he didn't. And that's what's really eating at me. That's what's upsetting me. That the Laredo Kid should have at least had this match at Rebellion. Yes, it's at an Impact, a TNA Plus show. But it's not the point. It would have been a signature match for him as long as it's not on a kickoff show. It would have been something he deserved. After all the years he's worked, I think he's been there since 2017 or 16. I can't remember when he came in with Angel Garza when he was using his original family name. Because he isn't using his family name right now. He's using Angel Garza. But I really believed after all these years of faithful working for this company, they could have at least given him that. That's me. Next. ABC versus... making my nose itch. First Class with AJ Francis and Rick Swann. Let me make it to you. Let me give it to you. Let me show you that this was a good match. And surprising that AJ Francis played majority of the time into his strength. He's a big guy. He may not be fast, but he's a big guy that can lift, that can shove, that can push, that can hit hard. That is his strength. It is not speed and it's not agility. That little trick he does at the very edge of the ring. When he's charging on somebody, when he's going to give them possibly double knees, and then he flips over and lands on his feet outside the ring. I wish he would stop doing that. I am honestly hate it. Not because he's a big ass man that's fat and can't do it. No. It's because it's not playing into his strengths. It just is not. He wants to go against the grain so badly and make it very clear. Now, I understand that he used to do it years ago before he went to WWE. I understand that. But after you've been in WWE, you should have learned something. And the kicker here, it's not that it looks like shit. It's that you don't know how to take advantage of it. Him yelling into the screen saying, "You're what? You're what?" You still got a chip on your shoulder what they did to you back in WWE when you did your very own move and you botched it. You fell and almost burst. You probably blew out your knee if you weren't careful. That's the kicker that he's doing that for. Because he did that in WWE. The reason they chewed his ass out for so many months into almost a year and even tried to make a story of it, and Vince did that just to fuck with him. Vince did that to fuck with him. They tried to take what they were doing to fuck with him and tried to make it into a story before they got rid of him. Where he tried to jump out, flip over. He's not Angelo Dawkins. He cannot do a heavy flip out. He just went over the top turn rope, but he did it so bad that he could have blown out his left knee. that badly. And I'd seen him do it again a couple of weeks before, where he didn't even land square on his feet. He almost fell on his ass. And he still does the same thing, literally yells into the camera saying, what? What, you can't think I can't do this? That's why I want him to stop. Because him having to yell at the screen saying, what? You see I can do this? That shows that you're failing. That shows you haven't learned anything. This is not about you being a super agile guy. This is about not letting your anger get the better of you. If you did the move without arguing and just kept going with it, then it might have been a little more palatable for me personally. But you're literally doing that like you're trying to get back at WWE saying, look, I'm right here. What you want? I'm right here. I can do anything. And you're not. You're doing it sloppy in most cases. And if you're not careful, you can either land on your ass or blow out your knee. And even if you do it perfect every time by just acting like that, WWE's in his head. And I don't want to see that for him. I want him to stop. At least stop yelling into the camera saying, what? I can do anything. This is my place now. I can do anything. It still makes you think, as a guy or girl watching him, oh, he's doing that because of WWE. Tell me you hadn't thought that when you look at him doing that move, flipping outside the ring, landing on his feet if he can land on his feet, and start saying, this is me. I'm the best. I can do this. What? What? This is my place now. But still, no one's going to hear him say, this is my place now. I can do anything. That's the part that people are going to say, oh, he's doing that because of Michael Cole fucking with him. There you go. Won the match by cheating. And then now we get Joe Hendry wants a match against a Rich Swann because he's gone to AJ Francis' side at Rebellion. I'm not agreeing with it. I think it could be something else. I'd rather see what's going on between ABC than what's going on with Joe Hendry, because of what was that brief moment where Chris Bay was approached by First Class. I want to see that more than I want to see it in Joe Hendry. Moving on. Third match, Moose versus Trent Seven. Now, that was an interesting match. I've never seen Moose and Trent Seven go together, so this is probably a first time match. And it wasn't a bad match. When you look at Mustache Mountain, you think of Tyler Bates. And the other guy, I can't remember his name, that he was also part of that group. I cannot remember his name right now. That had to leave because of the Me Too movement for pro wrestling. Wrestler's Gate. And I think, would Tyler Bates work in TNA better than he would work in NXT? That's what I'm thinking. If those two were working together in TNA, would they work better? And I'm thinking, not NXT, sorry, in the main roster, because he is on the main roster. I'm thinking, yeah. I think Tyler Bates and Trent Seven working in TNA will probably work. Now, of course, they will put them together as a tag team. But I would rather see them separate for a while, then be brought together. That's just my thought. The match was fine. Yes, Moose won. There was interference from the system. But at least it's setting up for when they're going to have the match at Rebellion with Nick Nimitz, who did not come out. It was Time Machine that came out. And the segment in the back where Alex Shelley apologizes to Chris and Kushida for having an attitude makes me think he's about to turn. That's just me. I truly believe he's about to turn. But what way will he turn? Will he just turn and go on them? The reason I'm botching here is it could happen that he'll join the system, but I just don't know if he will. I would like to see Alex Shelley join the system. It would make sense. If they're not going to put Frankie Kazarian there because he wants to be the king of TNA, put Alex Shelley with the system. He's never had it right. And yet he did win, but then he's not getting it right. That's what I think would be best. Moving on. I gotta give you this. Drake versus Jake Something. Due to the fact that Jake Something want to make it very clear he's going for that title, and Ali is making it clear that is unfair, that he... Sorry. There it goes. Had to sneeze. Maybe I'll put a little something, watch for the sneeze. I don't know yet. I just thought, how am I going to know? But this was because Ali doesn't want to lose his title and saying that Jake something is too damn big. That's what this is all about. Now, the key of this was not the match itself. It was after. And yes, we had Dina coming out, but they didn't interact. Dina and Jake didn't interact like, well, maybe we should get the Dinas back together. No. And I'm glad they're not doing that. Someone's saying, oh, I want the Dinas. No, I don't. Keep them separate. If you are going to have them associate with each other, make it mean something at a pay-per-view or at a TNA Plus show. Don't do it here. Do it somewhere special. And then, I'll give it to you like this. It's just, you wonder how far they're going to go with Jake something when it's coming to Ali. Ali is trying to make it very clear that only small people should do the X Division, like he wants to do the cruiserweights. That's what he wants. He doesn't want a heavyweight with the cruiserweights. And the X Division is not built that way. And sooner or later, if they're going the way I think they're going to go, they're going to maybe make a new title, the X Division, and then something else that will be only for smaller guys. They may go there. I'm not saying they will, but it feels like that's what they really want to do. When it comes to Mustafa Ali, they could use him to create another title, to make the X Division title like an IC title, finally. And then you will have a real lower card title, unlike Crazy Steve, which is like well, I can't really say that it's a developmental title, because there is no developmental. If they made an Explosion title, and you see it on TNA Impact, that would be something. But it's not. Yes, it goes into Explosion and also goes in TNA, but it's not really a developmental title. It's a really low card title. But that's just me. Final match, Khan versus PCO. Let's make it clear. This was the match of the night. I'm not forgetting about the contract signing between Delander and Grace. I just want to do this first. Let me give it to you like this. This was my most favorite match of the night. It was. I would rather see it at TNA Plus. I'm being honest. I wanted to see it at TNA Plus. And it kind of pisses me off that we didn't get it there. But what we did get was a damn good match. But now what do we do? You're going to see some of the images that I managed to capture, including getting thumbtacks into the mouth of PCO, which happened once before. It did happen once before. They didn't tape up his mouth with duct tape. And they didn't try to staple his mouth like the last time. Remember, he did get his mouth stapled closed. Legitimately. He had to use pliers to pull those bitches out. It wasn't like that. But it was a good match. But Khan lost. I would have thought Khan would win. And that would give us a rubber match. But no. Khan is now 2-0 from PCO. What now? They should be finished. PCO has now won twice. Khan has not done anything. If they do another couple of matches, what will be the point? Why? Why would you care about continuing what's going on unless you want to do 3-0 and Khan leaves the company, putting over PCO before he goes, which he doesn't need it. So I don't know what they're doing here. If it's over, it's over. But if it's not, it made no sense for Khan to lose. Finally, the last match. Well, in a sense, kind of like a match. A match of wits. A match of attitude. A match of where Jordan Grace can belittle Matt Cardona with Delander and put Chelsea Green involved where she's not even there at the contract signing for Rebellion. We had Santino Marella there. And let me give it to you like this. Did I like it? Matt Cardona was one who spoke for Delander. And I believe that was the wise thing to do. Jordan Grace made it very clear. I'm the best here. I am a 3-time Knockouts champion, the first Digital Media Championship, and then the controversy about Matt saying, well, I beat you. Good. But then, hearing Jordan Grace say, you know what, Delander, I beat you. Oh, and I beat your boyfriend too. And oh, I forgot, I beat his wife. So she went and did a little bit of reality there because he is married And if that is a real relationship, I'm sure Chelsea Green would be legitimately pissed off knowing that some bitch is with her man. But they went there with him. They went there with her. The fight did happen. And Jordynne Grace did get put through table, even though she didn't nail both Delander, Matt Cardona, and Matt Cardona basically landed a punch onto Santino Marella accidentally until Jordynne Grace was put through the table. I enjoyed the segment. But the question here for me, I'm sorry, as much as I enjoy it, what now are we going to get? Because if Delander does win, that means she's going to be around for a little while. But there's no guarantee she will. Remember, a lot of these wrestlers in TNA, just like in Impact time, don't have long-term contracts. Look, we got Jonathan Gresham re-signing. And that segment he had where he said he has 3 faces, 1 face for regular people, 1 face for his family and friends, and 1 face he's never shown to anybody. It makes you wonder where they're going to go with that. And I don't know where they're going to go. But it is interesting to see they are doing something with Jonathan Gresham, who has resigned. But clearly, you don't know how long these people stay. They don't do long-term contracts like in WWE. At least if they did 2-year contracts, at least then you would know you have 2 years to work with TNA. But we don't. The Motor City Machine Gun's supposedly done because I have heard they are done. They are finished. Motor City Machine Guns after this probably next week's tapings, they're done. They're gone. And that makes it very clear they're not going to have a good tag division. Who do we have that's left? People from the system, the people from ABC, the people from Grit Your Teeth. But it's not enough. You need more in this company. But it is good to see them doing what they're doing here. I am going to say, on this recording, was not bad. Camera was okay. You could at least see what's going on. Lighting wasn't that great at all. Because when PCO and Khan were fighting, you could barely see what was going on outside. Audio wasn't that good. But backstage segments were pretty good. We did get some good segments in the ring. We got some good segments in the back. You are going to be interested in what happens with Jonathan Gresham. And I know I could talk about Marshall Slamovich. I'm not going to. I'm leaving that alone. I know Killer Kelly's gone, but I'm leaving it alone until I can see how they're going to get Alicia to convince Marsha to work with her to do the deed and try to get the tag belts. I'm just saying. Peace.